Right, question 1, we're expanding brackets. When you expand brackets, you have to multiply what's on the outside of a bracket by each thing on the inside. So I'm going to multiply 3 by a to start with. So 3 times a is just 3a. And then I'm going to do 3 times by 3b. So that's going to give me 3 times 3, which is 9. Because this here is a plus, 3 times by plus 3b will give me plus 9b. Now I'm going to do the same expansion with this bracket. So 2 times by a is going to give me 2a. And 2 times by b is going to give me 2b. So what we've got is all of this stuff here. 3a plus 9b plus 2a plus 2b. And now we're going to collect the like terms. If I've got 3a and another 2a, I've got 5 lots of a. If I've got 9b and another 2b, I've got 11 lots of b. And that's your answer. Question 2. Again, multiply what's on the outside by each thing on the inside. So 5 times by 4a, 5 times 4 is 20, so this is 20a. 5, now this careful, we've got to watch out because we've got a negative. So 5 times by 3b, 5 times 3 would be 15, but it's minus 3, so it's going to be minus 15b. Then I've got 4 times by 2a, which gives me 8a. And 4 times by minus 2b, which gives me minus 8b. Now I need to be really careful. I'm going to again collect like terms. I've got 20a and another 8a. That's 28a. Now I've got minus 15b, and I'm going to take away 8 from that. So that takes me down to minus 23b. Okay, so we just need to be careful with the negatives. Question 3 and 4. We've just got a bus stop division to do here, guys, so we need our bus stop division skills. 4 outside the bus stop, 856 inside, and then if this is something which you've struggled with, you really need to get this skill sorted. 4 goes into 8 exactly 2 times. 4 goes, so nothing's left over. 4 goes into 5 1 time, and 1 is left over, and then 4 goes into 16 4 times. So my answer here, 214. These ones, where you've got a 2-digit number here, tend to be where people, even if they're confident with normal bus stop, find some difficulty. So we've got 23 on the outside, and on the inside of the bus stop, 2,208. Now we're going to need to do some working out here. It's not easy to see how many 23s go into 220. This is the way I would do it. It's quite a lot. So 23s don't go into 2, 23s don't go into 22, but then how many 23s go into 220? Well, 10 lots of 23 would be 230. So it's going to be 9. So let's see how many. So 9 lots of 23 would be just 23 less than 230, which would be 207, right? Because if you have 1 less 23, you can take away 23 from that. 9 times 23 is 207. So I'm going to use a slightly longer bus stop, with a long division method here. So it goes in 9 times. That gives me 207. If I take that away, this is long division, then I'm going to get 13 here. And then I'm going to pull this 8 down. So then I've got to think, how many 23s go into 138? So we could just add on 23, see how many work. So 23, then another 23 more would be 46. Another 23 more would be 69. Another 23 more would be something like 89, 92. Another 23 more would be 106, 115. Another 23 more from that would take me to 138. So it's exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. There is working out to do there, guys, and I need to see it when you are having a go at those questions. Okay, 600 divided by 30. Here's how I'm going to do it. Remember, this symbol here, this division symbol, just shows you the dot like represents one number, and the other dot here represents another. Any division can be written as a fraction, like this. And when we're at secondary school, we're going to do divisions like this a lot of the time, because it's much easier to do it this way than with a bus stop method most of the time. So I can then just use, I can either use something called cancelling. Now that's what I'm going to do here. So cancelling, I can cancel 1 0 on the top and the bottom. What I'm doing by cancelling a 0 is I'm basically dividing 600 by 10 and 30 by 10. I'm doing an equivalent fraction. It gives me 60 divided by 3, and then that's easy enough to work out. 60 divided by 3 is 20. And there's your answer. Next one again, we're going to do 56000, 56,000 on the top, 70 on the bottom. Cancel a 0. The same as dividing the top and bottom by 10. This gives you 5,600 divided by 7. Well, 56 divided by 7 would be 8, but 5,600 divided by 7 is going to just be 800. .2 litres. Guys, you need to know that 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. This word milli here means 1,000 of them, really. So 4.2 litres is going to just be times by 1,000, 4,200 millilitres. Centilitres, just like a centimetre, it's 100 centilitres in 1 litre. And just like a centilitre to a milliliter, there's going to be 1 centilitre is 10 milliliters. So in the same way that 10 millimeters is 1 centimetre and 100 centimetres is 1 metre, it works exactly the same way with milliliters and centilitres and litres. So in this case, 80 centilitres, if each centilitre is 10 millilitres, this would be 800 millilitres. Question 9, 38 times 55. We're going to just be really careful and accurate with our working. 38 times 55, 5 times 8 is 40, 5 times 3 is 15, plus the 4 is 19. So you had a 4 there. So I've got the 0 here. I've got to put that extra 0 in there. Then 5 times 8 again is 40. 5 times 3 again is 15, so this is going to be 19. So we've got 190 there, and I've got 1,900 below. I'm going to add those up. 2,090. Question 10. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to do, instead of doing 16.5 times 7.3, I'm going to do the whole number, 165 times 73, and then adjust it at the end. So 165 times by 73, 5 times 3 is 15, 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19, 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 gives you 4. So I've got 495 there. Put a 0 here. 7 times 5 is 35. 5 there, put 3. 7 times 6 is 42, plus the 3 gives you 45. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 11. I've got 495 there. I've got 115 5, 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 9 plus 5 is 4. 14. 4 and the 1 here. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus the 1 gives you 10. 1 plus 1 is 2. 12,045. Correct to 2 decimal places. This number, 15.16563. I look at the second decimal place, 15.16, and then I look at the next number along. I see, is that going to go up? Is it going to make it round up? Is this 5 or more? In which case it'll be 15.17. Or is it 4 or less, in which case it stays as 15.16. It's 5 or more, the next number, so that becomes 15.17. Again, let's look at that number there. That's the second decimal place. Is the next number along 5 or more, in which case it will round up to 7.79? Or is it 4 or less, in which case it stays as 7.78, stays as 7.78? Okay. Okay. So, a couple of ways of doing this. I'm just going to look at next week. Alright. So, what I would suggest is, this is 4 multiplied by all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 4 to start with. We're keeping our balancing method that we worked on for solving equations a few weeks ago. So if I divide both sides by 4, this is 4 times by all of this 2x minus 3. So it gets rid of that 4 there. Gives me 2x minus 3, and then on this side, 36 divided by 4 is 9. So then I'm going to have to add 3 to both sides. These are quite tricky solving equations, guys. We have done work on it, but these are hard ones. Add 3 to both sides gives me 2x on this side. The reason I'm adding 3 is because it's take away 3 there. So to get rid of that, I'm adding 3 to both sides. 2x equals, and 9 plus 3 is 12. And then my last step, if 2 lots of the number, which I'm trying to figure out, this x is equal to 12, if I divide both sides by 2, we get x equals 6. So for this one here, we're going to divide by 2 to get rid of this multiplied by 2. We need to do it to both sides. So that gives me 2x plus 5 equals 7. I'm then going to take away the 5 from both sides. That gives me 2x equals 2. And then when I divide by 2, if 2 lots of the number is 2, 1 lot of the number is 1. Okay, question 15. We've got to use your BIDMAS rules, which I'm sure you worked at in primary school. BIDMAS or BODMAS. BIDMAS or BODMAS. So that's brackets, indices, division and multiplication, addition and subtraction. So I'm looking here, and there's this bit here, which is a multiplication. It's going to come before the addition and the subtraction parts. So 3 times 5 is going to give me 15. So what I've got is 3 plus 15, take away 4. So I've got 3 plus 15 is 18. And then if I do 18, take away 14, answer is 4. Just had spotted by a student that I've made a silly error here. I've taken away 14. I've just misread this. It's just take away 4. So it should be 18 take away 4, which is not 4, but 14 here. Question 16. Again, I'm going to do the multiplication first. 8 times 5 is 40. Now be careful. A lot of people may give the answer 9 here. They're getting the subtraction the wrong way round. If you're starting on a lower number, taking away more, you're going to go down into the negatives. 40 take away 31 would be 9. 31 take away 40 would be minus 9. We've got to use the symmetry of subtraction there. So 40 take away 31 is 9. If you swap those numbers around, make it 31 take away 40, you're down into minus 9. minus 9. Question 17. Right, 4 squared here is 4 times by itself, which is 16. 4 to the power 4 is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Now, that's quite difficult to work out. 4 times 4 is 16. Times by 4 will give you 64. And times by 4 again would then give you 64 times by 4. So you've got 4 times 4, which is 16, and 4 times 6, which is 24, plus 1, 256. And then you're just going to have to add these together. So 16 plus 256 is going to give you 272. Hard one. This one's a lot easier because powers of 10 are straightforward. 10 squared is 10 times 10, which is 100. 10 to the power 5 is a 1 with 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 100,000. So if I do 100,000 plus 100, it's just 100,000 and 100. Last couple of questions. Half of 28, nice and straightforward, is 14. 1/3 of 33 is the same as 33 divided by 3, which is 11. So it's £11.